Oh, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Oh, hey, welcome to Mash on This, Mashable's daily culture and entertainment show that gives you tomorrow's biggest news stories today, sponsored by Ally's hardest working dollar. I'm your host, a blonde debaucherous Bob Simon, also known as Dory Greenberg. On Mash on This, we give you a quick rundown of what we think is the best the internet has to offer, so be sure to tell us what you think in the comments, and we'll get to them at the end of the show. Now, let's get into it. Happy Monday. Let's start today by talking about marriage. It takes a lot of love to be able to commit your life to someone who has opposing political views as you. But that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. In these extremely political times we're living in, sometimes love isn't enough to save a marriage, especially when one of the spouses is an ultra-conservative Donald Trump supporter and the other is an aspiring Democrat congressperson. News broke over the weekend that Lynn and Dave Ehrenberg, a high-profile couple from West Palm Beach, Florida, have filed for divorce, and according to a press release from Lynn's own PR representative, the main reason for separating is rooted in her support for Trump. In the statement, she said she increasingly felt isolated in the marriage because of her political views and because her very visible and numerous selfies with the president and various Trump family members was taking a toll on her husband's existence as a moderately liberal Florida state attorney with a mostly Democratic base. The couple has no children, which was kind of a sore spot for Mrs. Ehrenberg, but at least now they can split without dragging a child through this mess. But what do you make of this politics-fueled love fiasco? Let us know in the comments. It's hard to believe that Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps, the remake of the classic 1980s film, came out 7 years ago. But what isn't that hard to believe is that Anthony Scaramucci paid to be included in the movie. According to the Daily Beast, the Mooch ponied up $100,000 in exchange for some cameos in the film and for displaying the Skybridge Capital logo prominently during a charity gala sequence. Scaramucci pops up exactly 2 scenes, and we're going to play one of them now, but don't blink, because you might miss them.
Churchill Schwartz has a huge position in this thing. I want to get short that stock.
Churchill Schwartz is behind that?
It's just the rumor. You might take a hit.
Was ist unsere offene Position und unser Risiko für Churchill Schwartz?
You know that African deal?
Yeah, I heard they're going to nationalize.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, very phone calls. Very underwhelming, isn't it? And it's kind of surprising, too, that Scaramucci's screen time in this Wall Street reboot is more than his current boss, Donald Trump, received. Trump, then just a real estate mogul turned reality TV star, played himself in the film, but he didn't make it past the cutting room floor. In the deleted scene, Trump runs into Gordon Gekko, played by Michael Douglas, at a barbershop in London where they apparently make small talk and joke about Trump's hair. Haha. And honestly, the fact that Donald didn't shell out some cash to make sure that he had his scene in the film was the most surprising part about all of this. Oh, and also that Shia LaBeouf is the lead in Money Never Sleeps. Remember he did the whole "He will not divide us" live stream to protest Trump? Classic Shia. I base will kiss you. Remember how the part luxury music fest, part screaming dumpster fire called Fyre Fest was supposed to be geared toward bougie, thirsty millennials? Well, there was a similar disorganized disaster that happened recently, only this one was geared toward fanatic nerds with money to spend. The first ever Pokemon Go Fest that occurred in Chicago a couple days ago was supposed to be a triumphant event filled with catchy rare Pokemon and nabbing bragging rights amongst friends. But it instead was filled with poor data service, incredibly long lines, and the game's network shutting down. When the CEO of Niantic, Pokemon Go's parent company, came out to address the event's crowd, he was met with boos and people chanting, "We can't play." So even after Niantic offered $25 refunds for ticket admission and $100 worth of credits for Pokemon Go, one player named Jonathan Norton was still not satisfied and has filed a class action lawsuit against Niantic for unspecified damages. This Chicago debacle has also led to Niantic postponing Pokemon Go Safari events in Europe so that it can evaluate the event's problems and make improvements for these large-scale gatherings. For more information about this story, definitely read Kellen Beck's article on Mashable.com. Definitely a lot of weird comparisons to Fyre Fest there. This next story is for the cable lovers out there, specifically the moms. Today, Discovery Communications announced that it would be buying Scripps Networks Interactive for a cool $14.6 billion with the B dollars. That means that the network that brings you Naked and Afraid and everything having to do with the state of Alaska is buying Fixer Upper and all of Guy Fieri and whatever he does. The deal means Discovery would have almost 20% of total U.S. cable viewership. And sure, this merger is clearly a desperate move to keep cable from dying. But in the TV world, bigger is better. With fewer people subscribing to cable, Discovery is just trying to make that money, honey, and is desperately trying to take the brand online too, because moms can Facebook too, you know. What do you think of this merger? Let us know in the comments. Oh, wubba lubba dub dub! The official premiere of Rick and Morty Season 3 was last night, culminating months of yearning after the first teaser episode was released 3 months ago. And while diehard fans of the show were celebrating in their own ways, one giant brand commemorated the new season in a very special way. And in case you're a dweeb who didn't catch the April 1st episode, here's a clip with a little hint about the brand we are talking about.
Go and do whatever I say, Morty, forever. And I'll go out and I'll find some more of that Mulan Szechuan teriyaki dipping sauce, Morty. Because that's what this is all about, Morty. That's my one-armed man. I'm not driven by avenging my dead family, Morty. That was fake. I'm driven by finding that McNugget sauce. I want that Mulan McNugget sauce, Morty. That's my series arc, Morty. If it takes 9 seasons, I want my McNugget dipping sauce, Szechuan sauce, Morty. That's what's gonna take us all the way to the end, Morty. 9 more seasons, Morty. 9 more seasons until I get that dipping Szechuan sauce for 97 more years, Morty.
Yes. Oh, by the way, it's McDonald's we were talking about. On Saturday, co-creator Justin Roiland tweeted this picture of a 64-ounce jug of Mickey D's Szechuan sauce. It was sent directly to Justin Roiland. On top of that, it came with a letter from some McDonald's chef saying that this sauce, which came with a customized jug label too, was from an alternate dimension where it's always the year 1998. This move by McDonald's might have been made after hearing cries from fans after the teaser episode to bring the sauce back. There was even a Change.org petition for it that received about 37,000 signatures. And we're not sure if this means that McDonald's is actually bringing back the Szechuan sauce or not, but it is definitely rare for a fast food behemoth like this to play along with an Adult Swim show that prides itself on NSFW themes and complete absurdity. And what's going to happen now that Rick's character arc has been fulfilled? I don't know, but whatever happens, we'll sure it'll be swifty as all heck. As the old adage says, when all else fails, Beyonce. 3 hip swinging grandmas from Melbourne, Australia posted a video over the weekend to try and stop the city from turning their beloved bowling alley into a new stadium. And they're betting on their single ladies' charm to change some minds. Check it out. Ooh.
All the bowling ladies, 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 all the bowling ladies. Now put your hands up. We love our club. We've had enough. We're doing our bowling thing. We want to keep fit, and this is it. Please don't take it from me. I've played lawn bowls for 40 years. Starting 10, please pay attention. This is our life, and I wear it striped. You can't be evicting me. Cause the bowlers and you can't take this away from us. Cause the bowlers and you can't take this away from us. Now I'm mad and you won't get away with it. Cause the bowlers and you can't take this away. God, no, 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 no. George!
Oh, I'm gonna bring in some of those moves. Taking notes. These gals have been throwing balls at the Chadstone Bowls Club for over 60 years. And while 2 of the bowling ladies weren't even familiar with Queen Bee before this video, they still managed to do Beyonce proud. Stonington Council has yet to make a decision on whether to get rid of the bowling alley or not, but as of noon today, the video has roughly 875,000 views. And also, personally, I wouldn't want to be on any grandma's bad side because you do not know what they're capable of. I'm talking about about murder.